We need them to one before we can proceed.
Honorable member.
We need them to one before we can proceed.
Honorable member.
No other business will be taken.
Honorable.
This was agreed upon. The people are demonstrating. CSOs are demonstrating. Parliament cannot go on without illegality. You don't have the numbers. We will not agree. We don't have the numbers.
Parliament now, where an attempt by the majority earlier in the day to lay the controversial lithium mining agreement was blocked by then NDC minority, who have accused government of seeking to lay the agreement clandestinely. Now, some civil society organizations led by Imani Africa have said the deal is a rip-off. Here's a report by...
Speaker, may I draw your attention to the very important matter of Kuru.
Of what?
Of Kuru.
Oh, no, let me finish that. Let me finish that.
Mr. Speaker, this is a very serious. We are only 31 in this chamber. 31.
Well, let me finish the question.
Mr. Speaker, we require 92 to even do what we are doing. Mr. Speaker, with all due respect. Mr. Speaker, with your leave, let me read the Constitution.
I'm aware of the Constitution. You let me read it.
Mr. Speaker, let me anchor this matter on the Constitution in Article 102. Mr. Speaker, with your leave. A quorum of Parliament, apart from the person presiding, shall be 1/3 of all the members of Parliament. Mr. Speaker, we have given effect to this provision in Order 64 of our standing orders. Mr. Speaker, particularly Order 64(2) is to the effect that where the person presiding is a deputy speaker or a member, that person shall be counted as part of the quorum. Mr. Speaker, adding you to the number, we are only 31. I've added you, that's why I mentioned 31. Mr. Speaker, we can't continue to do this. The optics are so bad. If we are not properly constituted, then we should leave.
No, member.
So, Mr. Speaker,
are you invoking?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I am properly invoking the Constitution as well as the standing orders to say strongly that, Mr. Speaker, we cannot even continue the business. We can't. We can't.
Honorable.
Every decision in this house, everything done in this house is decisional. Everything done is decisional. We can't even continue to ask the minister to.
Yes, honorable majority whip.
I saw some that we should attend. We are not properly constituted.
Our colleagues should. Speaker, in the course of the presentation of the business statement, many of our colleagues spoke to concerns about questions not being answered, questions being deferred, and the ministers not coming to answer the questions. These questions have been deferred a number of times. And the minister is here to answer the question. In fact, the law was made for man. I'm totally surprised at you. I'm totally surprised. We have very important business. When the questions are in your name, you will not raise quorum. No. When we run this house this way, it creates problem for all of us. It creates problem for us. Anytime you have business to prosecute, you will not raise quorum. But if it is about us, you will raise quorum. Very interesting. Speaker, I will just plead with my colleagues. With respect, I want to plead with my colleagues. Speaker, if he has options.
Honorable members, why?
Speaker, he has options.
Honorable members, please resume your seat.
Speaker, I want Hansa to bear me witness. Tomorrow or any other day, if we don't have ministers in this house, or ministers are unable to appear before answer questions, they shouldn't blame the ministers. You shouldn't blame the ministers. When the ministers come to do business, you raise quorum. No, when the ministers come to this house to attend upon the house and do business, you raise quorum. So which is which? Which is which? Speaker, I will plead with my good friend. He should just withdraw. He should just withdraw it. Or if he intends to persist, then let's go through the procedure.
Honorable member, are you withdrawing?
please, Speaker, with all due respect. Speaker, with all due respect, I am not doing this whimsically. So don't let the leader of the House, the majority chief whip, indicate that I am doing this whimsically. I am doing this on terra firma.
Well.
I am saying, Mr. Speaker, I'm raising the issue of quorum, not in respect of any other person's question, but in respect of the member for Ketu South. He belongs to our side. So to suggest that I raise quorum because the person stood in the name of a member from the other side cannot be accurate. Even though,
Well noted.
It is my colleague who is supposed to be on her feet.
Honorable member, well noted.
Mr. Speaker, so I am not withdrawing my that the House will attend because we are not properly constituted.
So
I thank you.
Honorable Padia PG.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think if my memory serves me right, we've been in this House where serious matters have been considered with very few members of the House. Mr. Speaker, I know why most of our members are trying to raise quorum, and I think I can attribute it to the fact that today we are going to consider the affirmative action bill. And in order to frustrate us, they have started raising issues of quorum. Mr. Speaker, I think that members should be accommodating enough, and let us look at that bill.
Mr. Speaker, I take you wrong exception to that suggestion. I have no idea.
Honorable members.
Affirmative action.
Honorable members.
I have no idea.
Honorable members. Yes.
I am only saying that if they are minded to do the business, they have to be here. How can 30 people be asked to conduct business of the House?
Mr. Speaker, in fact, at conclave, as leadership, it was agreed that we try to veer away from controversial areas today. Mr. Speaker, as we see, and that was agreed upon, as we sit here, there is an order from the majority chief that they should bring other people addendum for our year, bauxite and lithium agreement to be laid illegally, when we don't have even the numbers to constitute business. Mr. Speaker, that will not be correlated. The Constitution says Article 1, we need them to work before we can proceed.
Honorable member.
We need them to work, Mr. Speaker, before we can proceed.
Honorable member.
No other business will be taken.
Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, this was agreed upon. The people are demonstrating, CSOs are demonstrating. Parliament cannot go without illegality. You don't have the numbers. We will not agree. We don't have the numbers. Mr. Speaker, we will not control that. Speaker, I take a strong exception.
Honorable members, before us. There is nothing before us. Table, please call the bell to be rang. Table, please call the bell to be rang. But before then, let me take question 2138. The Fagomeshi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture. The status of the reorganization of Hotel, Catering and Tourism Training Institute.
Respectful Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the Hotel, Catering and Tourism Training Institute, HOTCAT, was established in 1991 by the government of Ghana to train personnel to deliver services for the Non-Aligned Movement Conference held in 1991. Given the emphasis placed on the tourism sector as a drive for socio-economic and environmental development, the government decided to maintain the institute to train a pool of personnel to work in the tourism and hotel industry after the conference. Mr. Speaker, in furtherance to this objective, government sought equipment, books, resource persons from the United Nations Development Program (UNDP) and the International Labour Organization (ILO) to train lower and middle level students in hotel, catering, and tourism services, focusing on the admission of junior and senior high school leavers. Mr. Speaker, some graduates from tertiary institutions had also been trained in the field of food production, housekeeping, food and beverage services, tour guiding, tour operation, and front desk services. Mr. Speaker, over the years, the underlying objective for the establishment
Who has put his mic on? Yes, Minister, go.
Mr. Speaker, over the years, the underlying objective for the establishment of HOTCAT appears to have eroded due to a number of reasons, including the loss of focus in the training of students, lack of qualified instructors, poor curriculum content, low budgetary allocation from the government, poor teaching materials and poor equipment and learning environment. Speaker, given the challenges being faced by HOTCAT, the ministry in 2008 decided to restructure HOTCAT by ceding the institute to the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GIMPA. A memorandum of understanding was signed between MOTAC, that's the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, and GIMPA, covering academic, administrative, and financial management of HOTCAT and the Eridec Hotel in Koforidua. Speaker, the assets of HOTCAT and Eridec and staff were transferred to GIMPA. However, the MOU was abrogated in 2010 based on the recommendations in the report produced by a technical committee set up by the ministry. Speaker, at the 39th meeting held on Monday, 17 December 2012, the Cabinet considered and approved the memorandum from the Ministry for the restructuring of HOTCAT, a wholly public tourism and hospitality institute, into a national tourism and hotel training institute on a public-private partnership basis. Critical components of the restructuring, which is still ongoing, is the focus on making the institution a self-financing, self-sustaining entity, producing professionals with the requisite knowledge, skills, attitude, and competence for the tourism industry. Speaker, during the past 3 years, the institute has successfully graduated 217 students across various courses, demonstrating a commitment to providing quality of education in the hospitality and tourism sector. Speaker, in 2021, 15 males and 32 females. In 2022, 21 males and 47 females. And in 2023, 40 males and 60 females graduated from the institution. Speaker, on 2nd April 2024, a memorandum of understanding was signed between HOTCAT on behalf of the government of Ghana and the Kenya Italy College to collaborate in the areas of curriculum development, education, training, research, and exchange. And this collaboration between the two institutions will take off in earnest from July this year. Speaker, indeed, a technical committee has been set up to work on engagement and practical training, job skills development, curriculum revision, infrastructure upgrades, and faculty development. These are the steps that we are taking to ensure that HOTCAT is revived to provide the needed services for the tourism and tourist sector in Ghana. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honorable.
Thank you very
much. Are you
much.
taking a second question or you are asking supplementary question?
A supplementary question.
Supplementary question.
Just one.
Come again?
Just one supplementary question and then I'll move to the other question.
Okay, if the 10 minutes is not up.
Well.
Yes, answer your supplementary question.
Honorable Minister, the skill sets that you indicated in the answer, they are very and I know that it's an ongoing process. But I see if I put it against the number of students that you are turning out, then the impact really cannot be felt in the industry. This is one of the industries in which low-hanging fruits can be got for the young people in our country. And that's why I'm asking, what steps do you think we should take together to ensure that, one, that the numbers that are coming to the school increase? If they are advertised, can we increase the spaces in which we advertise them? And three, how do we let the training that you have indicated here spread across the country? Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Speaker, indeed, that is very true, that the numbers that are being churned out are low, considering the number of people that are required to be trained to service the sector. In that regard, we're looking to deepen the collaboration that we have under the MOU that we signed with Italy College to improve the facilities at Hotcat to enable them to train more personnel. Speaker, we are also reviewing some private sector proposals that we've received to get the private sector also set up some training facilities that can complement the work that Hotcat is doing to train more personnel to service our tourism sector. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker.
Question 2142.
2142, but Honourable Minister, whilst you are listening to 2142, may I suggest that you think about providing this August House with a copy of the agreement that you mentioned with the institutes, with Kenya Italy College, if you can make a copy of the agreement available. So I also continue to ask my question, Mr. Speaker, 2142, which is to ask the Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture the status of the other tourism sites that the World Bank is supposed to rehabilitate. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, in 2018, $440 million credit facility was extended to the government of Ghana by the World Bank with the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture as the implementing agency. Speaker, this agreement was signed in December 2018 and commenced operations in February 2019. Speaker, it was a 5-year project and was expected to have closed in September 2023. Speaker, the project development objective was to improve the performance of leisure tourism in targeted destinations in Ghana. Among other components, the development of the public tourism sites fell under Component 2 of the Ghana Tourism Development Project, GTDP. Speaker, accordingly, the GTDP zoned Ghana into 2 respective halves and has developed 2 key documents to guide the development of tourism in Ghana. They include the Northern and the Southern Sector Master Plans. Speaker, as part of the project implementation plan, several public sites, including the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, the Kintampo and Wili Waterfalls, the Akomufie Historical Museum, and the Bolrid Kente Museum, among others, have been developed. Speaker, consultancy works for the development of 5 iconic sites, namely the Cape Coast and Elmina Castles, the Shai, Mole, and Kakum National Parks, have also been completed, awaiting funding for actual construction of work to be undertaken. Speaker, works on the Accra and Kumasi amphitheaters have also commenced and are expected to be completed by the end of Q1 2025. Speaker, finally, the Heroes Heritage Park, in honor of the founding fathers of Ghana, also referred to as the Big Six, is expected to be built under the program here in Accra. And owing to the good performance of the GTDP, the World Bank is in consultation with the government to undertake some more tourism projects with additional funding. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, my follow-up question to this response or the answer given by the minister is to ask whether the $40 million facility that was given to the sector, whether it's been exhausted and whether it has achieved its aim. Did you get me? I was asking, this $40 million facility, has it achieved its aim?
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Speaker, yes, it's been completed, and I believe that to all intents and purposes, the bank is satisfied with the implementation of the project. And so, yes, it achieved its aim. Thank you.
Very well. Honorable Member, take the last question. Your last question.
I rise to ask the Minister for Tourism, Arts and Culture the total amount realized from the 1% tourism levy since its inception and how the funds have been utilized. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Speaker, the establishment of the
Clear how much consultations have been done by the government on this raging controversy in a lithium mining agreement before the decision to lay it before the House that rises at the end of July. But Speaker Alban Bagbin is serving notice to MPs engaging in extra businesses without his explicit authority to be cautious.
Well, this one is a hung parliament. By any time I look at your back, your able supporters are not there. And then you are facing a rather populous minority. That doesn't augur well for the government. And I think you have to tell your colleagues, for any member of parliament to engage in any other business, apart from parliamentary business, excepting the ministers, must receive a permission from the Speaker.